WB, welcome back to part 3 of the Ultimate Marvel Tier List series. Part 1 was the Multiverse series, Part 2 was the Infinity Stone series, and Part 3 is everything else, from Iron Man to Guardians of the Galaxy. We're working backwards, and yeah, I recently rewatched every Marvel movie / watched every Marvel movie for the first time, and now we're ranking them all. As you can see, I have some pretty hot takes / lukewarm takes. I don't know. I'm kind of worried what would happen when I put these videos out. Segue into the rules. Let's talk about the rules. Rule 1. We're only talking about mainline Marvel movies. So, we ain't talking about Ghost Rider, She-Hulk, I don't know, Luke Cage, Arrowverse, mainline Marvel movies. Rule 2. I'm going to try to take into consideration all aspects. My thoughts and opinions, your thoughts and opinions, your brother, your sister, everyone, and the general impact. You know, is the movie really good? Does it have a good Rotten Tomatoes score? All of that nonsense. Music is from Star Fox. That's a cool little tie-in. There's a Star Fox character in Marvel. I'm not a film critic, so please don't crush me under your steel-toed boots if I rank your favorite movie low. So, ha 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 ha. So let's jump in. We left off with Guardians of the Galaxy. People really liked this movie when it released. They said, what a good ragtag team they are. I will say though, the villain does not really stand up to the likes of the villains in 2 and 3. Ronan the Accuser, I think he is. I will put it maybe above here. Maybe there. We'll go back at the end and like rearrange all of them. But you know, A tier's looking a little filled. So how about we change this with Winter Soldier and automatically throw it up there. Now, why am I putting Winter Soldier up so high and so fast? Well, a couple reasons. When I originally was going to watch the original Captain America, I rented it, and I had a library book out at the same time, and I spent all my time looking for the library book. I could not find it anywhere. And I spent all my time looking for the library book that I wasted it and had to return Captain America before I even watched it. So that's my Captain America story. So when Winter Soldier released, I'm like, well, I haven't even seen the original Captain America. Why would I see this movie? So when I eventually watched, I think it was Civil War and Infinity War, when Bucky's running around, I'm like, I don't understand the importance of this character, you know? But now I understand, you know, what's going on. You know, Bucky, he's a important character not only to the movies but to comic medium people. For a long time they thought he was like the Uncle Ben or the Gwen Stacy. 2 Spider-Man references. They thought he would be dead forever. never to be brought back, but they kind of threw you for a loop. I think it's also interesting what to do with S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, everyone in S.H.I.E.L.D. turns out to be, like, evil, which kind of makes me wonder, like, what's going on in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Even Nick Fury, like, steps away from S.H.I.E.L.D. Thor and the Dark World. My immediate thought is here, and I really hate to put it there. I like the big battle at the end in London. Really gives a lot of weight to Thor and gives him a lot of power. Shows off how strong he is. I think I've said it before, but this movie gives Thor a lot of human elements. I love the human elements in Thor. It's also one of those movies that does the Shakespearean aspect. I'm not a big fan of Shakespearean Thor. I think Thor Ragnarok really nailed funny Thor, and this also introduced the trope of Loki dying but not really dying. I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as people say, but it's a pretty, I'll say, interesting movie. People also said you can just skip it, and then they reference it in Infinity War. I thought that was funny. Iron Man 3. People also did not like this movie. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna let my actions speak for myself. I'm gonna put it actually here. Now, why did I put that there? Let me explain myself. Alright. Iron Man 3. What I did not like is the fire people. I feel like that was a big step down from like the big antagonists we had in Iron Man 1 and 2. And in Iron Man 3, he blew up all his suits at the end. So I'm like, alright. In Ultron, he's just gonna have to start from scratch. He's just gotta be like a normal human, be inventing stuff, inventing solutions. But no, he goes back to Iron Man suits again. I thought that could have been like a good reprieve. I know that was just my weird nitpick. But I like how he gets stranded out in like nowhere with like a barely functioning Iron Man suit. I like how his mansion gets destroyed. People did not like the Mandalorian being just an actor. You know me, I like cameos and I like twists. That was a good twist in my eyes. This has the PTSD. And the Mandalorian shows up later in Shang-Chi. I don't know. Pretty solid. Avengers, I feel like the impact is, easy to tell. Everyone has seen this movie. I feel like it would be a crime if I didn't put it any less than sensational. Now, do I not put it any higher than Thor Ragnarok? honestly, this might be a hot take, but I'm not a big fan of the original Avengers. I'm like, It's one of those movies where you watch it again and it's like, I'm more putting up here for like the merit. Like, I like it, but I'm like, alright. It's got quotable moments. It's got good action. I like the scene with Hulk and chasing Black Widow. I like the action scene in like the Shield helicarrier in New York, where Captain America's gotta save like the entire building. And then the scientist that's working on the thing, that's actually from Thor. Do I move it up? I'll move it up. I'll give it up. Alright, Captain America 1. Alright, I'll move it up here, actually. Captain America 1 had the hard chance, or the hard, what would you say, hard obstacle of both adapting Captain America and both making Red Skull a threat like scarier than Hitler, which is like crazy to say, and they did it. And then not only that, they had to make Captain America fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I think is just crazy. Like the scene where Cap wakes up and it's modern day, that's insane. I think it goes in S tier just for that scene alone. Thor 1 has the Shakespearean thing. Again, I like the scientist group. It has Hawkeye in it, which I was not expecting Hawkeye to be in this movie. There's a tease for Thor 1 at the end of Iron Man 2. I kind of feel sorry putting all of Thor's movies down in mighty tier. I'd put it above Thor 1. Yeah. And the guy, like the bad guy at the end of Thor, just kind of like a weird torch guy. I don't even know. Iron Man 2? Alright. I feel like people really vibed. Like these three movies, they feel like Fox movies. If that makes sense. Thor 2, kind of? Not Thor 2. Well, I guess Thor 2. Just because they were still, like, feeling their footing, I guess. But they feel like good, alright, good, in quotes, Fox movies. Even though Fox movies, still good. I'll be the biggest, Marvel Fox defender. Defenders, that's an actual thing. But, alright. I'll say Iron Man 2. I think it's not as good as the other Iron Man movies. it's got Black Widow, which I was also not expecting. I actually did not recognize Black Widow until she changed into an actual Black Widow outfit. I said I'm terrible recognizing actors. It's got the whip guy, Whiplash or whatever. I think it's got the scene where they're all falling on the airplane. That's cool. I don't know. I would put it. I won't put it too low, but I'll put it here. It's kind of crazy how I was talking it down and I just put it one step below Iron Man 3. Incredible Hulk. Alright, so people were talking bad about this movie, and I watched it and I was like, alright, so this honestly isn't so bad. Like, Hulk, he honestly just wanted a cure. That was just like the whole movie. And he was talking to Mr. Green, and then that whole subplot I found really interesting. Or Mr. Blue. He was Mr. Green. And then Abomination appeared, and then he just destroyed him, and then that was it. Like I'd say it was what you'd expect for a Hulk movie, and Hulk's design looked pretty good. I would rank it. I'd rank it there. Now, the final movie, Iron Man 1. Where would I rank it? Now, this is the one that started it all. I feel like you kind of have to rank it high. Just off of that. We'll put it there for now. I found it interesting that not only was Iron Man, Tony Stark captured, but there's like another guy captured as well. He had an assistant helping him, and after Tony gets like freed, or he frees himself rather, like that guy is never mentioned ever again. Because Iron Man was one of the movies I had never seen. I went and saw this in theaters, and when like the opening credits end or whatever, my mom was like, "Oh, this isn't animated?" She's like, "Let's get out of here." And so I left like seeing only like 2 minutes of it, and I thought it was kind of interesting, like where would the other guy go in the Iron Man verse? Why was there no mention of him? I don't know. This is the one with the like the bigger Iron Man as the villain. I'm not really a big fan of that. Like Ironmonger, but You know, you gotta do like your evil counterpart at at one point or another. It's also interesting that he reveals his identity. I will put this here. Alright, that looks good. It's crazy that I put that there. Any other changes I want to make? Alright, Marvel's there. Black Widow. Eternals. I kinda want to move a Thor, but at the same time I'm like, I like these movies, but they're so low. This is a crazy tier list.